Good. Today we would like to summarize our first European ISTMA meeting we had in Bologna. And since it was in Italy, I would like to first thanks our organization in Italy, UCISEP, for this organization. I would hand over to Giovanni and to Fausto. They will give us a little bit an overview what was uh, available in these 2 days and what will be was the impression they achieved.
The meeting was in Bologna the 4th of March, and we had 60 participants from across the tooling and mold making industry. The event was in conjunction with the MEXPE exhibition, that is the leading manufacturing trade fairs in Italy. The 5th of March, we went to visit CNC, that is a leading manufacturer of mold for the packaging sector. And later we went to visit Pagani Automobili, the real famous supercar maker. And we had the opportunity to see a real, very interesting example of Italian excellence with technology and artisanal precision. It's our excellence, and we are proud for.
Giovanni has spoken about the numbers. It was a quite interesting meeting in the ISTMA meeting in Bologna, because the number of participants was quite good. 60 or more people is really a good attendance of this kind of meeting. And the content as well was very, let's say, high level content. And mostly the feedback we got from all the people was very good, because we touch really the key topics that all the companies in the tool making industry are facing today. We have realized that we have seen that there are differences in different, I would say, sector of applications. For example, medical is one of the sector which is still going in a good way, but still starting to face a difference, a changing in the trend. And the presentation of Stefan was quite interesting and very useful to see exactly which is the trend that we are facing. Automotive is already in the middle of the river between the two boards, you know. But other sectors are starting, facing with a quite important slowdown. And this is something that we have to discuss in terms of the association. In the association, in UCISAP was very, I would say, interested, and we were very glad as the Italian Association to host the ISTMA meeting, the international meeting, because this is something that what raised up from the meeting as well was that this is a topic that we have to discuss at the European level mainly, then go down to the single nation association, to the single company. But this is a problem that we are facing at the European level. And one of the from my point of view, speaking, let's say, I have two hats in this moment: the head of the association, which is up, and but also the head of a company. I'm running my own company, and one of the most important topic that came out during the discussion in the meeting is that today nobody let's say, can react in a positive way alone. Nobody has a solution. Doesn't matter which is the dimension, because if you are a small tooling company with 10 or 20 employees, situation is not much different than if you are a multinational like Volkswagen, because if we are discussing this issue and facing the competition based on a single company, there is no competition, because nobody, even big player like Volkswagen, can face the competition coming from the east. And so from this point of view, what raised up is that we have to change our prospect, we have to change our mind, and the approach should be a systemic approach. So the competition today is a systemic competition, is based on different, not only business model, but is based on a cultural and society model. You know, we are and we have to discuss on what Europe can do, and how which is the direction of the industry, the European industry can have to support the international competition that we have now. And this has to be done at the very high level, as a systemic level, you know. This was very, very interesting. And from this point of view, of course, we have to change our approach. We have to change our mind as an entrepreneur, but also as association. And we have to think and to try to get involved and in the discussion, also to make a group of associations and to discuss at the end as European industry, European manufacturing industry. Doesn't matter which are your position inside the value chain.
Absolutely correct, Fausto. And this was also the first part of our meeting. In the beginning of the meeting, we had an internal exchange with the members, the countries, and the idea was to have an alignment of what we will present in Brussels, because it is, as Fausto said, it is very important that we raise up our voice on a higher level. And first of all, we need to speak one voice in all different countries. And this was the first part. So we talked about the unfair competition. We talked about local to local approach. We talked about the know-how protection, very important topic as well. And what can our local, let's say, countries are doing to raise these points up to their politicians. And this was a task we discussed, and they will do this over the next months. And the planning for this year is to organize a round table in Brussels in November timeframe. And the countries will prepare their politicians to participate in a smaller group in Brussels by end of this year. And then we will address again our topics. We will clearly position our let's say situation we are facing right now in regards to what I said before, in regards to the unfair competition, and also what we are facing in regards to know-how and the treatment of our market in general. So the other points we discussed during the meeting was a very interesting summary from Marco Stella. He presented the automotive industry in particular. Automotive is still representing far over 50% of our tooling demand in Europe, and therefore we were very excited to hear what he said. One of the message which keeps in my mind is they are starting this local to local approach. He said 70% of the parts for the European produced cars should be produced in Europe in the future. We discussed this topic because we are in this supply chain, and we would like to see also that tooling is a part of this 70%, because it's let's say it is very important that also not only the parts, also the the tools are coming from Europe, tool makers, and that the local approach is also there available. Then we talked about a new segment. Francesco Gudel from Portugal, an expert from the defense industry, explained us also what is the defense industry doing currently. A very interesting segment where tooling is completely underestimated. There is much more room for us to grow, not only to build molds, also to provide our capabilities of machining metal. It can be done by anything. We have a lot of expertise in machining metal, erosion, turning, and so on. And this can be used for this industry as well. He explained us also what kind of regulations are there. A very interesting view into this new segments where tooling is definitely not really represented. Then we had an overview from Thomas Iberius and his team. They provided us, they are from the WBA, and they provided a European tooling studies, which were done together with ISTMA and WBA. This is a deep dive into the tooling. This is now available. Manuel will tell you how you can get this afterwards. And we had also an overview from Bob Williams, our president. He explained us the importance of the next meeting in Shanghai. It's a world meeting, and to make sure that you understand China, what China can do, and it will be a very deep dive into the Chinese way of doing business. So I think also this was a very interesting, let's say, explanation that China is for sure our competition, but if you want to learn about your competition, you should go there and see what is available. And as Fausto also said, I made a presentation by myself to explain the market situation with a particular view. What is a competition between China and Europe? What are the differences? Where is China already strong, and what we need to learn from them to become also strong again? This was basically what we discussed in these 2 days. And Manuel, I would like to give over to you to explain a little bit what is next.
Okay, thank you, Stefan. Yes, it was indeed a very good meeting we had in Bologna. And the next events we're gonna be together, and the ISTMA community will join. It will be in Shanghai, China, for the ISTMA World Conference and the General Assembly. So the ISTMA World Conference happens every 3 years. And so this is the time to do it. And as Stefan said, it helps us to better understand the challenges, the trends of the industry in China, that is today, let's say, one of the biggest or the biggest industry in this area. So this is something that we'll join in July, 1 to 4th of July. Then we have the next European meeting in Czech Republic, in Brno, in the October. 5 to 7 of October, we'll meet there for the ISTMA reunion on a fall meeting, and to discuss some, let's say, some trends on the industry, but also on technological way. So we've been discussing market opportunities, but also we'll need to learn the new investments, the new areas of business, and the new technologies that will help us to succeed in the world market. Also, as been said, we developed a European study about the mold making industry. If you need some further information about it, please call your national association. And we will be releasing the new automotive tooling forecast that will help us to guide about the new releases of new vehicles in Europe, across Europe, on the different countries, but also the facelifts that will come. And this will certainly, they will need new molds, new tools to these models. So it will help us to forecast your investments, your prospects, and your business for the future. So if you want further information, please call your national association in your own country, and to learn more about ISTMA and the ISTMA activities. And also follow, please, our website, istma.org, and you'll follow our news and our activities, and please join us.